Hello everybody, it is I, Bourbon, once again. Welcome to the first actual episode of a new show that I'm making called Al-Nebriation. We have Big Ale 2K6 and now we have Al-Nebriation. And I was going to go into this big, long spiel about how I came up with this cocktail show and why I got into cocktail making and why I have a fully stocked mini bar. But then I realized I would just be telling you the same fucking story as to how I got into home brewing just with cocktail making, which is COVID happened, then I got bored. So there you go. And much in the same vein as a Big Ale 2K6, this is actually an idea put forth by a friend of mine rather than something I came up with entirely. And with Big Ale 2K6, it was Andrew who came up with this idea. Sorry for the awkward cutaway. My dog had to go outside, so fuck it, I'm leaving it in, it's cute. Anyway, as I was saying, Andrew came up with the idea for Big L 2K6, and this camera is off-center.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. There we go.
And that's a bit better. Andrew had this idea for Big L 2K6, where we just buy a bunch of beers, taste them, and then Bob's your uncle. Well, Jason, Sir Squiggleton, had this idea for a cocktail show where it was basically going to be like Iron Chef, where we'd come up with a theme and then we'd have to build a cocktail around it and then see which one of ours is better. And while I like that idea, and I'm going to save that for a future episode, or future episodes of Al-Nebriation, I also want to do like solo stuff, like dime a dozen, just have it be another dime a dozen cocktail show you see on YouTube, like How to Drink, Educated Barfly, what have you. Which, by the way, How to Drink was also a catalyst as to why I got into having a home bar, because he's very entertaining. And I think the first ever episode I saw of his was the Zelda Potion episode, where he made a color-changing cocktail, and it was really cool. And I'm like, hey, I want to do that. So, here I am. Now, I feel like the best place to start with this cocktail show is to go to the very beginning. That is, make an old-fashioned. And much like the name implies, an old-fashioned is an old-ass cocktail. It's probably one of the very first, if not the very first cocktails ever made. And being the first, it's also a very simple cocktail. Usually, it's bourbon, bitters, and sugar, and usually garnished with an orange peel and served over ice. Well, I was going to make an old-fashioned, but one of I have a Bespoke Post subscription, and it came with these. These are sugar cubes that are designed for old-fashions. They already have everything in them. They got it's got sugar, obviously. It's already got cloves, orange oil, bitters. Basically, it's got everything you need all within a sugar cube. And it also has activated charcoal for some reason. And it is by Yes Cocktail Co. And instead of an orange peel, we're going to try some of these, or one of these dehydrated blood oranges. And for the bourbon today, I'm going to be using Knob Creek Smoked Maple Bourbon, and as you can see, I quite like this shit because it's almost gone. Now, if I were making like a straight up back to basics old fashioned, I would use Buffalo Trace, which is one of my favorite bourbons. It's not my favorite bourbon, but this comes a close second. Now, first what we needed to do is we gotta crack open this bad boy. It's like a test tube. It's like which is fitting considering I'm kind of doing alchemy here. Alchemy. See, that was another contender for what I should call this show, but I like Al-Nebriation because it's a play on words. Single sugar cube, plopped in the bottom of my old-fashioned glass, provided by Luigi Bormioli from Italy. I got a set of these. They're beautiful old-fashioned glass, or rock glasses if you prefer them being called. So, now what we need to do, we have to measure out 2 ounces of our bourbon, and I got my jigger here, segmented for different amounts of fluid. Boop. As you know what? That needs to be an ASMR moment. Because it's so satisfying to unpop the cork. There we go. Two ounces of bourbon. Pour over the sugar cube. Then you muddle the crap out. Oh my god, that smoked maple aroma is just... You just gotta be careful. I'm using a plastic. I have a wooden jig. I have a wooden muddler, but I like the plastic one because it's easier to clean. You gotta really, there it goes. You gotta grind it in there. Grind it in there real good. Now, as I said, a traditional old-fashioned. Oh my god, it's like I am making alchemy. Anyway, a traditional old-fashioned is going to have just a sugar cube, an orange peel, splash bitters, and bourbon served over ice. And usually, especially nowadays, they have ice spheres or big old ice cubes. I have both, but for the purposes of this, and plus it's just easier to do, I'm going to use a couple of ice cubes for my ice tray. Once that's mostly dissolved, yeah, I don't know why they put activated charcoal in there. It's not like it adds anything. Alright. Now for some ice cubes. I don't have an ice machine. What I want to get is one of those old-fashioned ones where it's like a crank, and and you got ice cubes. But I also have a mini ice machine that produces pebble ice, which is perfect for some of my favorite drinks, which are tiki drinks. Now, swirl it around a little bit, get that drink nice and diluted and chilled, and then garnish it with a dehydrated orange peel. And there you have it, friends. A lazy old-fashioned. Courtesy of our friends at Yes Cocktail Co. But yeah, give you a nice little visual. Not the prettiest, but an old-fashioned was never meant to be pretty. It was meant to do the fucking job. So, oh my god, it smells wonderful. You get the smoky maple notes. You get some of the blood orange. But, how the hell does it taste? Well, let's take a sip of Rooney. That is delicious. Now, obviously I would prefer the actual method of a sugar cube and what have you, but this is very nice. So yeah, that is episode 1 of Al-Nebriation, the old-fashioned. Thank you for watching. It's been Big Al, over and out.